Good afternoon, VC. It's Glen Kellaway coming to you from the basement. Um, it's Sunday afternoon. Beautiful day, but I'm hanging out inside. I don't care how beautiful it is. I got some tunes to listen to. This is a contest entry for my great friend Robert Hagerman. Robert and I have discussed contests a lot in our conversations and both kind of said we weren't going to do them. And then I'm doing one with Lisa Tedesco on our Base to Base channel, and Robert's now doing one on his channel. Robert doesn't want to connect it to anything. Hey, look, there's a hockey game going on in the background. I'm watching the Sabres and Islanders. It's 2-0 Islanders, if anybody cares. Uh, yeah, so Robert's just doing a video just because he can, because he runs the channel. It's his channel. He can do whatever the hell he wants. So if you don't like it, too bad. He came up with a pretty good contest idea. So first, let me say, please support Robert's channel. His channel's been growing pretty good recently. He's gained a lot of subscribers, and well deserved. But hey, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell everybody that you work with. Go on to Robert's on my turntable and subscribe and watch. It's pretty simple. You should get like 10,000 subscribers if you think about how simple that is. Anyway, Robert's contest idea. Changes. There's a lot of changes in our lives, especially this year. Been pretty wacky, so it's a good theme. So band changes. You got, band starts out with a certain lineup, and then all of a sudden, people come and go. The music might change a little bit. Something changes in it. Compare the two versions of the band and which one you like better. That's it. Yeah, Robert asked us to pick 5 of them. I tried to pick, I know I've got a couple here that probably everyone's going to pick, but I tried to pick a couple obscure ones just to shake things up a little bit. I'm a banjo picker, and one of my musical heroes is Bela Fleck, greatest banjo player on earth. Bela's amazing. He's a genius musician. He just happens to play a banjo. The man could play anything he wants. But he plays jazz, he plays classical, he plays funky banjo, he plays everything. So early 90s, I think probably 89, 90, he started a band called Bela Fleck and the Flecktones with the amazing bass player Victor Wooten. Incredible band, a mix. It's an instrumental band made up kind of a mix of bluegrass, jazz, and funk. It's very distinctive sound, great band. Now the original lineup was Bela on banjo, Victor Wooten on bass, Victor Wooten's brother Roy Wooten on percussion. He calls himself Future Man because he plays this really whacked out percussion instrument called the drumitar. And the 4th member was Howard Levy, who was a session guy from Chicago. Howard played on a ton of records, and he plays a chromatic harmonica, and he plays jazz piano. And he plays them both at once sometimes. Like, they actually nicknamed him Two Brains, because can you imagine playing a jazz riff on a harmonica at the same time you're playing a complicated jazz solo on a piano? Insane. So anyway, I'm going to show the first couple of Flecktone albums. This is their debut, self-titled, Bela Fleck and the Flecktones. I think a picture of the band in here or not. They don't on this one. Interesting. They do show the instruments. So anyway, with Howard Levy, like I said, piano mostly, it's all just the 4 guys playing instrumental. This is another great album, UFO Tofu. There's Howard, there's Victor Wooten, and there's Howard Levy there blowing his harp. And then, there's a picture of the 4 of them. Well, anyway, I love this original lineup of the band. They're fantastic. I mean, the way they branched out and the way they played. I mean, then they would play like, I saw them on Tonight Show one night in Brantford. Marsalis came out and played with them. I mean, just phenomenal music. Howard Levy left. They played as a threesome for a while. Then they were joined by a gentleman by the name of Jeff Coffin. Jeff is a sax player, plays all kinds of brass instruments, amazing musician. That took it to a whole other level. Instead of piano solos, now we had sax solos, which were amazing. This is one of their albums. Actually, that's an autographed copy I got. I'm quite the fleckhead. That's Jeff Coffin right there with the yellow pants on and the shaved head. Jeff's an amazing musician. He now plays he's in for a few years now. Plays with the Dave Matthews Band. I don't know if you remember the original sax player in the Dave Matthews Band, Bruford. Oh, excuse me for not remembering his name. He passed away in an accident, and Jeff was the replacement. So I'm sure Jeff's made himself a few bucks playing with the Dave Matthews Band. Here is an album cover, which has a funny album cover, which has Jeff's head on the cover, and then the other three guys standing and dancing and playing on top of his bald head. This is a great album too. It's called Left of Cool, Bale Fleck and the Flecktones. So, I mean, the original band, you know, as much as it's an out there group of instruments playing jazz and stuff, you know, not everybody hears, you know, jazz banjo and jazz harmonica and stuff. It was pretty eclectic and pretty strange, pretty far out there. The band became, I guess, a little bit more straight ahead with Jeff Coffin. I love both versions of the band. Like, absolutely love. This is one of my favorite bands of all time, and my favorite musicians of all time. I mean, just blow me away. But I'm going to go with the original band because it was the original band. But just love these guys, Bela Fleck and the Flecktones. Love them. Okay, let's go next. Another band I freaking love. How about these guys? Grateful Dead. Now, they've gone through a few lineups, but I was going to go from the first lineup to the last lineup. Or not really the last lineup, kind of just before the end, the Brett Midland years. Original Grateful Dead, you know, they started out as a jug band and a folk band, and then picked up electric instruments and started doing all this trippy stuff, and very blues based because Rob McCurgan, who was a blues man, he played harmonica, and they really were blues based. They do a lot of stuff like Shine on Your Love Light and stuff like that, and I was not a big fan of Pigpen's vocals. Amazing music. I mean, the early Grateful Dead stuff is just so friggin' good. Here's Live at the Fillmore in 1969. I mean, just phenomenal stuff. It's crazy good. I wonder if they have any pictures of... Oh yeah, there he is right there. No, that's not him. That's the drummer.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Where's Pigpen? We'll get him here. There he is. There's Pigpen. And there's Jerry. This is from 1969. Grateful Dead. Yeah, very blues-based band. When Ron got sick, liver disease from excessive drinking and whatever, he ended up passing away. And they had other various replacements for him, keyboard players and stuff. In the 80s, they got this guy, Brett Midland, in to play. And Brett was more, I'm going to call him like a middle-of-the-road type artist. He had a great soulful voice and played great piano. The music became much more mainstream, and actually, the Grateful Dead had their first #1 hit when Brett was in the band, and that was Touch of Grey, right, off of this album. So, a lot of people, you know, Deadheads love the original version of the band. That's Brett Midland. Right there. And he unfortunately passed away from a drug overdose, too. But this was, I'm going to say, top 40 Dead. And a lot of people don't like it. That it was very, it kind of lost. They kind of lost their edge a little bit and just became a bit more commercial sounding. But they released a couple albums with Brett and a lot of live stuff. So this is Built to Last, and this is In the Dark. Um, I like both, obviously. I love the Dead. I like the Brett Midland stuff. I'm going to choose better, and I've got friends who are going to slap me. But the reason is because I like the song selections better when they on their live shows. They were doing a lot of the later '70s stuff in that. After Pigpen passed away, I like a lot of those songs. Eyes of the World and Terrapin Station and Franklin's Tower and all that stuff is all songs that I love. Live Dead performances of. So that's why I'm picking it. Not because if I was talking studio albums, I'd go original Dead. Okay, who's next? King Crimson. Let's go back to the original lineup with Greg Lake. That's all you need to know. Greg Lake's vocals on this, and then Greg left to form Emerson, Lake and Palmer. So this original lineup is just freaking incredible. Their second album in, I forget. Oh man, In the Wake of the Poseidon. Okay, so they had brought in a new singer for this, but they talked Greg Lake into coming back and doing a few of the songs. So he does sing on some of these, but after this album, completely Greg, and this album, some Greg, he's gone. They went through John Wetton as a vocalist, and they went through Adrian Belew as a vocalist. I mean, tons of them. But let's just go with the current lineup, which has never put out a studio album, but touring live for the last, I'm going to say, 7 years. This is a CD Robert will be familiar with. I just lent him this. It's called Radical Action to Unseat the Hold of Monkey Mind, King Crimson. So the new lineup with Jocko Jaksic as the singer and second guitarist, phenomenal. I've seen them live a couple times, and they just blow me away. I love it. There's another CD live in Toronto, actually. So the first album is one of my favorite albums of all time. So it's very hard for me to say this, but the new lineup is just so frigging talented and so good, and they can play any version of King Crimson lineup songs, which is really good. And any of the other guys, I'm not sure, maybe they could, but I'm telling you that this band can play any King Crimson era song and make it sound amazing. I'm absolutely flabbergasted at how great they are, and I'm hoping I get to see them later this year if we all get vaccinated and they allow us to have concerts. Okay, what's next? Okay, the Stones. So we've got the Brian Jones era, the Mick Taylor era, the Ron Wood era. That's the way I'm going to break it up. The Brian Jones era. Fantastic. I mean, originally a blues-based band. This was Brian Jones's band for the first couple of years. Then as he kind of, Jagger and Richards kind of took over, and it got changes, and he kind of got pushed out, and he was having his issues, and whatever. We all know the story. But, man, they did some phenomenal stuff. I mean, the Stones, the original Stones are just blow you away. Then Brian's gone. Mick Taylor comes in. My God. Sticky Fingers, Exile on Main Street, Goat's Head Soup. Oh, phenomenal, phenomenal. I'm not even going to go into the Ron Wood years. I'm just going to focus on those two things. So I love them both so much. Like, it's just not like, it's hard to choose. But I'm going with the Mick Taylor era because I just love Mick's playing so much on those albums that Sticky Fingers and Exile are just freaking phenomenal. And I saw the Stones in '72, which was my favorite concert of all time, with Mick Taylor. So I'm going with that. Finally, my fifth band. I thought I'd go with Santana, the original Santana band, with Greg Raleigh singing. Fantastic. 3 albums, all incredible. And then they split up. Greg Raleigh goes off and forms Journey, who I'm not a fan of because it's just a bit too commercial and sanitary sounding to me. It just that seems, I don't know. It just didn't seem rough and raw enough for me. Anyway, so going forward, the Santana band. I mean, Carlos is still amazing, and still you still hear his guitar, and oh my God, it's incredible. But he never replaced the vocals of Greg Rowley ever, ever, ever. And so I'm picking the original Santana band. That's it. Okay, there's 5. Robert, great contest. I love you, buddy. And everybody, please enter and please subscribe to Robert's on My Turntable. Everybody have a great Sunday. Peace out.